Hi! Would you like to have a really good job? Me too. If you'd like to learn more about jobs in Canada, this video is for you. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Shona. I teach English in Canada. I am trained as a lawyer and an English language instructor. In Canada, we often ask kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? Do you want to be a pet groomer? A chef? A security guard? A janitor? A teacher? A doctor? A baker? A lawyer? Just kidding. Nobody asks kids if they want to be a lawyer. These are just a few of the many jobs that people do in Canada. Today you will learn how to understand the occupation profiles on Alice, a website about jobs in Alberta. This can help you plan for a job in the future. Watch all the way to the end of the video, and then I'll give you a quiz to help you practice what you've learned. Are you ready? Let's begin. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the Alice website. First, open your web browser. Search for Alice, alis.alberta.ca. This is the Alice website. Alice is a website run by the Government of Alberta. Originally, the name was an acronym for Alberta Learning and Information Service, but now it's just Alice, A-L-I-S, all lowercase. I asked Alice what they are, and here's what they told me. They said, Alice is a resource that focuses on career planning, post-secondary education and training, educational funding, work search, labor market trends, and workplace success. Whew, that's a lot. There's a lot of good information on this website. Alice is from the government, so it's a source of information that we can trust. Just remember that the information is specific to jobs in Alberta. Okay, I know I'm telling you a lot, but we're getting to the good stuff. We're about to talk about occupation profiles. One part of the Alice website is called Occupations in Alberta, and there are 574 occupation profiles on this page. Imagine that, 574 different kinds of jobs. Alice also has 23 easy reading job profiles. They're good, but we're not talking about them today. That will be another video. 574 occupations is a lot. Want to see? I made this word art with all of the occupations, but there wasn't enough room for all of them. Do you see any that you recognize? If you want, you can pause the video and read through. Otherwise, you can keep going. The Alice website has information about occupations such as taxi driver, financial customer service representative, food and beverage server, and 571 other occupations. Before I show you how to look for information, I want to ask you a question. Are you ready? Here's my question. If you want to get a job or a better job in Canada, what do you need to know? Pause the video, take a minute to think about your answer or talk about it with someone else, and then resume the video. I want to know what answers you came up with. If you want, you can type your answers in the comment section below the video. I would want to know the answers to the following questions. Are there any jobs available right now or in the near future? What does the job pay? What education is needed? Is there anything else that's important to me? This kind of depends on the person looking for the job. The good news is that the Alice website has answers to these questions. Let's go to the website now and take a closer look. Alberta section of the Alice website. You can look through the occupation profiles by scrolling through, or you can narrow your search results. I'm going to click on the letter B, looking for occupations that start with B. And here I see Barber and Hairstylist. Let's take a closer look at that one. This profile has a short video with it. This is called an occupation profile. Now you might not have heard the term occupation profile before, so let's talk about it. Occupation is similar to job. It's not exactly the same, but they're often used as synonyms. And a profile is a short description that gives important details about a group of people, as well as a few other things. So occupation profile means information about a kind of job, not a specific job, not Joe at Safeway is hiring a cashier this week, but about the job of cashier in general, for example. This is an occupation profile. If you like, you can pause the video and read the words before we begin. I'm going to show you how to understand the different parts of the occupation profile. In bold letters at the top, we have the name of the occupation, Barber and Hairstylist. Do you know what this is? A barber is someone who cuts hair, especially men's hair. A barber also sometimes cuts or shaves men's beards. A hairstylist is someone who cuts hair, either women's hair or men's hair. Sometimes a hairstylist is called a hairdresser. Let's take a look at the information for barber and hairstylist. It's helpful to understand the vocabulary first. The words are outlook, average wage, minimum education, provincially regulated. Now, if you don't know what these words are, don't worry, I will explain them to you. Let's start with the word outlook. Any guesses what that means? Outlook means what is expected or likely to happen in the future. A positive outlook for an occupation means there'll be lots of jobs probably. A negative outlook means it looks like there's going to be no jobs in that occupation. Outlook has 4 categories. Let me show you what they are. Above AVG stands for above average. That means this occupation has a positive outlook. There will be likely jobs in the future. AVG stands for average. That means there's a neutral outlook. It's kind of so-so. And then below AVG means below average or a negative outlook. This means that there will be few or no jobs in the future. The last thing is NA. It stands for not available. So the government of Alberta doesn't currently have this information. The next thing we're going to talk about is average wage. How much you get paid. That's a good thing. AVG.wage is short for average wage. Wage is the money you are paid. It's based on the number of hours, days, or weeks that you work. So for example, a job could pay $15 an hour, or $105 a day, or $525 a week. Now remember, average means typical. So if you looked at all the jobs of the same kind, the average would be the middle point. I know this can be kind of confusing, so let me show you. Let's say 3 people have the same kind of job, but they get paid different wages. Latif makes $15 an hour, Sarah makes $16 an hour, Mohammed makes $17 an hour. To calculate this, we add 15 to 16 to 17, which gives us 48, and then we divide it by 3 people, so the average is 16. The average wage for this job is $16 an hour. Does that make sense? The next thing we're going to talk about is minimum education. MIN.education stands for minimum education. Minimum means the smallest that is allowed, and education means training from teachers at a school or college. So minimum education is the least amount of education needed for this occupation. There are a number of categories on the ALICE website for minimum education, but these are the ones that are most frequent. High school diploma. So if you graduated from grade 12 or the equivalent, you have a high school diploma. An apprenticeship combines learning in a classroom and hands-on learning from somebody who's experienced in the field. 2 years post-secondary means you graduated from a 2-year program at a place like NAIT or MacEwan or SAIT and a few other places. 4 years post-secondary means you would need a 4-year degree from a university or a college. Varies means it depends, so there's no set amount of minimum education. Okay, are you ready for our last vocabulary term? It's a hard one. Provincially regulated. What does that mean? I'm going to tell you. Provincially means the government of Alberta manages it. Regulated means makes rules about. So provincially regulated means the government of Alberta makes rules about this occupation. The rules depend on the specific occupation, but in general, it means you need to get a special license to do this job, and to get that license, you need to get training and education. Provincially regulated occupations are professions or apprenticeships. Things like doctor, nurse, lawyer, teacher, those are professions. And things like barber and hairstylist, plumber, electrician, those are apprenticeships. Now that we know all this new vocabulary, we can read the occupation profile for barber and hairstylist. Let's do it together. So what did I call this? That's right, profile. This is a profile. Outlook. Where is the word Outlook in the profile? So we found Outlook. What does it say under Outlook? It says N/A. Do you remember what that stands for? It stands for not available. Next, let's look for the average wage. Where is it? That's right. And how much is the average wage? It's $21.86. Next, find the minimum education. That's it. Now what does it say under minimum education? Apprenticeship. The last thing we're looking for is provincially regulated. That's it. I see the words provincially regulated, so this occupation is provincially regulated. If it was not, those words would not be there. Okay, so we've learned new vocabulary. I've taken you step by step through reading an occupation profile. You are ready to read a new occupation profile. So I'm going to show it on the screen and see if you can find the information from it, okay? Let's go. Here we're back on the Alice website and the occupations in Alberta. I'm going to go and search for an occupation that starts with F. So I'm going to click on F, and then I'm going to choose farm worker. So let's talk about farm worker. What is the name of this occupation? Yeah, farm worker or technician. What is the outlook? It says below average. Now, is that a positive thing or a negative thing? Yeah, it's a negative thing. Find the average wage. It's $20.02. Now finally, what is the minimum education required? You got it, it varies. Well done. Whew, are you tired? Okay, we're almost done. I'm going to do a quick review and then I'm going to send you off to do a quiz. Now this quiz is going to be a learning activity to help you put into practice what we talked about today. Let's start with the review. Today we learned that the Alice website has important information about many occupations in Alberta. We learned some new vocabulary: occupation profile, barber and hairstylist, outlook, average wage, minimum education, and provincially regulated. Great work! I've created a special learning activity to go with this video. It's a Google quiz and it's self-marking, so that means as soon as you submit it, you'll find out how you did. A link to the quiz can be found in the description below this video in YouTube on my channel, My Canadian English. So today we looked at the Occupations in Alberta section of the Alice website. There are a ton of other resources on this website that you might be interested in. So I've listed them on the next slide. I'm not going to read through them, but you can take a look at them in the slide deck. I know it's sometimes hard to listen and take notes, and sometimes I talk a lot. So I'm making my slide deck available to you. So all the slides you've seen during this video will be available. The link to the slides is in the description box below the video in YouTube. And you're welcome to download it and look through it, maybe review it, and that will help you remember what we've talked about and maybe understand it a little bit better. Thank you for learning with me today. If you'd like more free learning resources, you can subscribe to my channel, My Canadian English. Give this video a thumbs up and tell me what your dream job is. Write it in the comments below the video. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.